Hey, welcome to Alternative. My name's William. I'm back on YouTube again after taking over a year's break. I was doing reaction videos for a couple years, but got tired of that, then just returned recently with a couple new reactions, and I'm ready to get back into doing more reaction videos, and I want to keep those coming, but I want to use this platform as a place to share little album reviews along the way as well. And I've got a handful of albums from this past winter that I want to talk about. First off, a band you probably haven't heard of, STUMPS with Arcadia. The sophomore album from this trio out of Sydney, Australia, my first album with them, and I am loving this stuff. Very chill, smooth, snappy indie pop. Easy hooks that take hardly any time to wrap your head around. Very stoked I stumbled across these guys, and I highly recommend this album. Next up, another group that I do not expect many people to be aware of, slowshift with World Going One Way. Not typically the type of music I listen to. This group is made up of musicians out of Norway and Iceland, including the guitarist of the band of Monsters and Men, along with a 16-piece string orchestra. Largely instrumental, highly cinematic, ominous at times, some big epic moments, and all around just really cool stuff. We got a new EP from this band called Overpass. It's called From the Night. The debut EP from this young band out of the UK is sure to please the indie rock fans looking for some high energy, catchy songs that pack a solid punch. 5 songs, all with something to offer. I'd recommend Stay Up and Beautiful as the two strongest showings here. Bombay Bicycle Club have a new EP called Fantasies. It's 4 new songs from the acclaimed UK indie rock band following last fall's wonderful album, My Big Day. Each of the songs features a different female guest vocalist, and they all pair seamlessly with frontman Jack Stedman's light vocals. Easily enjoyable, light, bright, and sweet songs that I can't see any fan of this band not having a good time with. We got a band called Excuse Me with The Light, the sophomore album from this Canadian band out of Ontario, my first with them, and when I hear this stuff, it surprises me to see that they have under 10,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. The frontman has a very warm voice that holds a real confidence to it that I guess has me feeling like they're a more established group. And the band to back it has a real tight, groovy sound that shows off some real expertise. It's a bit of a diverse sound with some jazz and funk leaning elements, which I generally steer away from, but most of the songs hold enough of a melodic pull to keep me impressed, and I admire their unique approach to alternative rock. Plenty of strong songs to choose from, but my current fave is Take Your Time. Next up, a band called Shoreline with To Figure Out, the third album from this melodic punk band out of Germany, my second with them, and their first with Pure Noise Records. These guys are a must-hear for fans of the emo punk scene, and with under 50,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, I'd say they are criminally underrated. After a great album in 2022, I think it's safe to say they've gone a step above with this new stuff. They continue to balance between heavy-handed punk and heart-tugging melodies, while trying out some new, more playful elements, as is shown on a song like Reviver. I am so impressed with this album, and when it comes to catchy punk music, these guys are honestly at the top of my list. Front to back, a great album, but it's the closing song, Cold Feet, that I'd recommend the most. We got the Ivy with their album A Door Still Open. This indie pop duo out of Oklahoma has cemented themselves as a new favorite in my life with their debut album of easy listening, dreamy, sweet, and irresistibly catchy songs. Hands down, one of my favorite albums so far this year, as it provides not only punchy and upbeat melodies like Stop on a Dime and Good Faith, but also holds some absolutely breathtaking hits of feeling with songs like 3 and the album's closer, Entangled, which is about the most gorgeous song I've heard this year. And lastly, about the most well-known name in this group, I Don't Know How But They Found Me, the new album, GLOOM Division. Yep, Dallin Weekes is back with his sophomore album as I Don't Know How But They Found Me, and he's shown us that he's not afraid to play around on these songs. It's a very colorful album, and I admire the artistic creativity displayed throughout these songs, but it does get a bit wonky for my tastes. That being said, these songs do hold enough of a melodic backbone to keep me from getting too lost in the noise. And while there's not much in the way of truly stunning moments for me, I gotta say I love what he does with the combination of spoken word and soaring instrumentation on the song A Letter. The one song without Dallin singing, and it makes for the strongest hit of emotion this album has to offer. So that wraps it up. Happy to finally share my thoughts on some of these winter albums. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a thumbs up if you liked what you saw, and hit the subscribe for more alternative content. I'll be coming back as often as I can. I'll see you next time.